Did you know that over 40 million Black Americans trace their roots beyond U.S. borders, with origins spanning multiple continents? But the real story of where Black people in the U.S. come from is far more complex than most people realize. Today, we're diving deep into the top 10 countries that have played a major role in shaping the African American experience. From West Africa to the Caribbean, these nations hold the key to untold histories, surprising connections, and even hidden ancestry many never expected. So, if you've ever wondered where Black Americans really come from, stay tuned. And hey, if you love deep dives into history, culture, and untold stories, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more eye-opening content. Alright, let's get into it. Number 10. Nigeria. Nigeria is one of the most significant contributors to Black American ancestry. Many enslaved Africans came from the Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa ethnic groups, bringing rich traditions, languages, and even spiritual practices that still influence Black culture in the U.S. today. Ever heard of Kwanzaa? Some of its principles stem from Yoruba traditions, but the legacy isn't all positive. Many Nigerians were victims of the transatlantic slave trade, often captured in intertribal wars and sold by local rulers. Even today, DNA ancestry tests reveal a strong Nigerian link for African Americans. Number 9. Ghana. Ghana, home to the infamous Cape Coast Castle, was a major hub for the transatlantic slave trade. Many African Americans have traced their roots here, and Ghana has even launched a Year of Return campaign, inviting the Black diaspora to reconnect with their ancestry. But imagine being able to walk through the same door of no return that your ancestors once passed through. It's a chilling yet profound experience. Ghana's influence remains strong. From names to food to music, ever tried jollof rice? If not, you're missing out. Number 8. Senegal the Gambia. Senegal and the Gambia were also critical ports in the slave trade, with the infamous Gorée Island serving as a departure point for countless enslaved Africans. But did you know that many Black Americans can trace their roots to the Mandinka people? If the name sounds familiar, it's because it was featured in Alex Haley's Roots, where Kunta Kinte's journey started in the Gambia. Today, many African Americans visit these countries for heritage tourism, reconnecting with their ancestral homelands. Number 7. Angola. Most people associate Black American ancestry with West Africa, but Angola, located in Central Africa, played a huge role. In fact, the first recorded Africans in Virginia in 1619 likely came from Angola. The Portuguese controlled this region, sending thousands of captives to the Americas, including the U.S. Many enslaved people from Angola brought knowledge of rice cultivation, an industry that later thrived in the American South, especially in states like South Carolina. Number 6. The Democratic Republic of Congo. The Congo region was another major source of enslaved Africans. The Bantu migrations heavily influenced African American culture, from linguistic traces to dance styles. Fun fact, many common African American last names, like Washington and Jackson, don't exist in Africa. However, certain Congolese words, like goober, peanut, and gumbo, made their way into the southern dialect. Imagine going to a cookout without gumbo. Impossible, right? Number 5. Benin Togo. The Kingdom of Dahomey, located in present-day Benin, was known both for its warriors and its role in the slave trade. Ever seen the movie The Woman King? The real-life inspiration, the Dahomey Amazons, came from this region. Many African Americans carry DNA from Benin and Togo, linking them to the Fon and Yu people. These cultures brought voodoo practices that later evolved into Louisiana voodoo and hoodoo traditions. Number 4. Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast's Akan and Mande people played a significant role in shaping Black American ancestry. Many of the enslaved who came from this region were skilled in ironworking, a craft that was later used in the southern U.S. plantations. Today, elements of Akan culture persist in African American naming traditions and storytelling styles. Number 3. The Caribbean, Haiti, Jamaica. Not all Black Americans descend directly from Africa. Many actually have ancestors who were first enslaved in the Caribbean before being brought to the U.S. During the 18th and 19th centuries, the Haitian Revolution, 1791 to 1804, even led to an influx of free Black people into Louisiana. Likewise, Jamaican Maroons, escaped enslaved Africans, had a strong influence on Black resistance movements in the U.S. Number 2. Barbados. You might not expect it, but many African Americans have roots in Barbados. Why? Because the British first used Barbados as a testing ground for the plantation system before expanding it to the American South. Many enslaved Barbadians were later transported to South Carolina, shaping the Gullah Geechee culture that still exists today. Number 1. The United States. While many African Americans can trace their roots back to Africa, the reality is that centuries of intermingling, displacement, and forced assimilation have created a unique Black American identity. From the Creole culture of Louisiana to the Gullah Geechee people of the Carolinas, African Americans have forged their own rich heritage, blending African, indigenous, and European influences. This isn't just history, it's living culture. So, there you have it, the top 10 places that Black Americans really come from. The story of African American ancestry is one of resilience, adaptation, and survival, from the shores of West Africa to the plantations of the Caribbean, and even within the United States itself. This history is both painful and powerful. If this video made you think, drop a comment below. Where do you think your ancestors came from? Let's start a conversation. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more deep dives like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.